Hi, everyone. It's Coach Cary here. Thank you for joining me on Instagram Live, on YouTube Live, and on Twitter. Just going to check my Twitter feed here to make sure we're on the right feed. 1 second. And yeah, we're good to go. So thank you for joining me here. And today we're talking about success. We're on day 12 of our 100-day journey. And when we set out to be on this journey, on day 100, we wanted to be happier, wealthier, and healthier. Did I say that? Sorry. Healthier, wealthier, and happier than we were on day one. And so it's really important that we're putting, first of all, our focus and attention on what makes us healthier, wealthier, and happier. And if we're not really sure, I think it's good to examine what we've been doing. And so on day one, we made a plan of what we wanted to accomplish. We started taking action on days 2 and 3, and then we started to encounter some obstacles which we needed to overcome and kind of go around. So I'm aware that there's obstacles presenting themselves. It does take some courage to overcome these obstacles and to change your ways because you're just so used to doing things a certain way. But what I'm asking you to do this week is to examine what you're doing on a daily basis and a weekly basis, and then start to cut out anything that's unnecessary. And we've already started this process where we're cutting out unnecessary expenses, especially recurring expenses on a monthly basis, maybe some products or services that you just don't get value out of. We're starting to cut that out, and I'm doing that myself, and it's been really great, the amount of progress I've made already in 12 days. But also things like time wasters. And what I mean by time wasters, things like if you're spending time, like you have apps on your phone, or if you have certain things like that you don't really need that are taking up space, it's a good idea to get rid of those things. And today I actually went through my phone and deleted a bunch of apps, just kind of reorganized, freed up space, and kind of got my screen looking where really good, where I can find things that I need to find. I'd encourage you to do the same thing on your computer. Get rid of old files, kind of spend half an hour or an hour just going through your computer, eliminating things that are excess, backing up your computer. Just spend some time right now doing this, because this is part of the process of what I would call the breaking things down to the minimal level. So we want to get down to just what's working in your life, and just what's working to make you healthy, to make you wealthy, and to make you happy. So we're just getting down to that base level. And then what we're going to do is, once we get down to that level, we're going to be talking about efficiencies. How can we make that better? And that'll be later this week, early next week, where we'll be talking about just making your routine efficient. Whatever you're investing your time and money and energy in, is that productive? Could you do more of it to get better results? And then what other things could you add? So we're going to explore a little bit more about what you could add to your routine that would produce great results. And we're talking daily or weekly routine right now. So that's what we want to talk about. Now, I have some notes here. If you're on Instagram or Twitter, you'll just have to listen to kind of these bullet points I have on the screen on YouTube. But today we want to talk about what makes a person healthier, wealthier, and happier. Well, as we're doing these, the 100 days, and we're on day 12, I'm doing research into what the science says. So what makes us healthier? I know a lot about health because I'm a health professional. And I just wrote a book this year called The 100-Day Diet, where I lost 30 pounds in 100 days. I learned a lot about my own health during that time. So just some things like eating a little bit more protein, a little bit more healthier fat, cutting down on some excess carbs, fasting, intermittent fasting. I mean, these were all things that really made a huge difference for me and made this year very successful for me. But there's other things I can do to improve. Just upping some things like fiber, going and exercising on a regular basis. And I'll be talking about that on our next YouTube Live. I'll be talking about training for a half marathon. So what can you do to improve your health, to exercise more, get more quality rest and sleep, reduce your stress? That all leads to more better health, and that's what we'll be talking about in this 100-day journey. So I hope you join us on a daily basis. Most days we're here on Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. For Wealthier, pretty simple, dollars and cents. We're talking net worth, cash flow. Those are important concepts. And you just want to start cutting expenses, especially recurring expenses for things that are unproductive. You want to start selling things that are not just taking up space and you're not using. And then once we do that, we've cut things back and we've sold things, then we can build things up. So we're just reducing the cash flow right now. Reducing the expenses so we can increase our cash flow. We're taking a look at selling some of our items that we don't need. And we're taking a look at ways that we can increase the cash flow and make some better investments into some assets down the road. So we'll be talking about that during this 100 days. And how can you be happier? Well, I don't think money's just going to bring you happiness, and we know that. So money is just one component, and it's a reflection, I think, of what you do and who you are. But what's going to make you happier? And everybody's a little bit different. So I think the first thing is just taking stock of what your mission and vision is for your life. So spend some time looking into your mission and vision, and then what does make you happy right now. And there's some things that might make you happy that aren't good for you, and you might have to cut those things out. And yet there's some things you could be doing that would make you happier that you should be doing more of, or put that into your daily routine. And that could be things like meditation, going for a walk, getting together with friends, talking to family, talking to your neighbor. There's a bunch of things you could be doing that would lead to happiness and real true happiness on the inside. And also, while we're talking about happiness, just talking about fulfillment is important too. And feeling fulfilled, like you're making a difference. You're making a difference in the lives of the people around you. You're making a difference in your community. You're making a difference in the world. So that might come down to some deeper level of faith and purpose, but it is something we want to talk about in the next 188 days now, because we're on day 12 during this 100-day process. So right now we're just breaking down what we've been doing, making things a little bit more efficient, and then we're going to start building things up. So get rid of waste right now, or excess. Take a look at your bank statements. Take a look at your credit card statements. Take a look at getting rid of a credit card. Take a look at your time, your schedule, things that are causing you to waste time, unproductive things that you're doing. And maybe take a look at other things too, like things you might be doing that are affecting like your sleep, increasing your stress levels that are unnecessary. So really take a look at your daily routine and what you've been doing, and kind of like start to get rid of some of the waste and the excess that's there. And then let's start getting stronger and more efficient. And we'll be talking about efficiencies later this week, early next week. We'll have a masterclass coming up too. We're going to do one a week, and that'll be a paid masterclass on one of these most important topics that we're talking about today. So we're updating the classes on a regular basis. And if you follow us, you're going to get all the updates. On social media, we're at True North PM on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. At True North Practice Management on Facebook. And our podcast is called Health Professional and Wellness Coaching. It's on Apple and Android. And you'll get all the audios, like today's audio, in your feed if you're subscribed to our podcast channel. So subscribe to our social media, start following us, subscribe to our YouTube, and like our episode. And we're just going to keep expanding our reach. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I'd be happy to work with you. Oops, sorry guys, you can't see this slide that well. So if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, we do have some space available, and that's for the one-on-one coaching. Now, for the one-on-one coaching, the way that works is I'm going to help you on a weekly basis with what we're talking about here. We're going to put a plan together for you. We're going to talk about overcoming obstacles, and that's to make you successful. And what I mean by success is happier, healthier, and wealthier. So we really want to dig into that. And I'm going to do one-on-one coaching with you. The sessions are 15 to 30 minutes. There's text and email support in between the calls, and they're weekly calls. And then we charge based on how much time it's going to take us to work with you, but we generally know how much time we're going to spend with each client. So we do this for the whole 100 days, so you can still join us. There's still some space available, and I'd be happy to help you to start this process, to make some changes, to help you overcome your obstacles, and to provide some accountability too, to making these changes. You know, it's kind of nice when you have someone to talk to in a week, and you've kind of committed to taking some action. And then when you have your next call, it's just talking about the action you've taken and what the next steps are. So thanks for joining me today. I think there was one more slide I want to tell you about, and that's just coming up this Friday. We're going to have coffee and a happy hour with me, Coach Cary, and we'll be talking about this week, you know, how we're getting rid of waste and clutter, unnecessary spending, how we're managing our time, and talking about efficiencies. So that'll be Friday afternoon or evening, depending on your time zone, for the happy hour. Saturday morning for the coffee with Coach Cary. And I've really enjoyed doing these coffees the last 2 Saturdays, as well as the happy hour we had last Saturday. That was great. This week, we're going to do the happy hour on Friday. So I hope you can join me. And thanks for being here today. Subscribe to our channels. And if you're interested in the coaching sessions, you can type in the comment or PM me. You can always go to the link in the bio and then click on that. And then you can go down to coaching. And there'll be opportunity to sign up for a 15 or 30-minute coaching session.